Picture this. You wake up on your birthday, you're ready to celebrate, maybe grab a coffee, head into the office, only to realize that as of midnight last night, every single commission you earn is suddenly illegal. I mean, sounds like a nightmare, right? But for real estate professionals in Massachusetts, failing to maintain a valid license makes this a very harsh reality. Welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to guide you through a high-stakes topic that is really the bedrock of your entire real estate career. We're mastering the Massachusetts real estate license renewal process. 2 years. That's the magic number, folks. Every 2 years, your ability to legally earn commissions, represent your clients, and keep building your career is squarely on the line. See, Massachusetts ties your real estate license expiration directly to your birthday. Now, on one hand, that makes it incredibly easy to remember, but on the other hand, it means that skipping a beat every other year can literally bring your livelihood to a grinding halt. Timely renewal isn't just about checking a compliance box. It's about keeping your professional standing rock solid in a super competitive industry. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our actionable roadmap for today. 1. The renewal deadline. 2. Mandatory continuing education. 3. Essential renewal documents. 4. Navigating the eLips portal. 5. Reactivation and common pitfalls. And finally, 6. Official resources and contacts. Section 1. The renewal deadline. All right, so whether you are a salesperson, a broker, or a business entity, your timeline looks exactly like this. Exactly 90 days before your birthday, the state's online portal, which is called eLips, opens up your renewal window. Your actual expiration date, that's your birthday. Now, if you miss it, you fall into the late renewal category for up to 2 years. And if you let it go beyond 2 years, well, you're facing a whole formal reinstatement process. So here's an actionable tip right off the bat. Open your phone right now and set a recurring calendar reminder for 3 months before your birthday. Leveraging your tech to remind you when that 90-day window opens is hands down the best way to make sure you have zero interruptions in your business. Now let's talk numbers. Here's a breakdown of the specific fees involved, which just depend on your license type. So a salesperson renewal is $103, while a broker renewal is $142. It's obviously important to budget for this, but more importantly, keep in mind that if you blow past your birthday deadline, the state tacks on an additional $57 late fee. Payment is all handled securely online, which we'll get to in just a minute. But first, we really need to talk about the biggest hurdle you've got to clear before you can even think about paying that fee. Section 2. Mandatory continuing education. Okay, let's be real. This is the most time-consuming requirement of the entire process. By definition, you are required to complete 12 hours of continuing education from a state-approved provider. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. Completing these 12 hours is non-negotiable. You literally must finish your CE before you click Submit on your renewal application. And just to clarify, pre-licensure classes, they don't count. Also, that Realtor Code of Ethics training, while it's required for your association membership, is an entirely separate thing from the state requirement. Don't mix those up. So here are the hard and fast rules regarding your continuing education. First up, you have to complete those 12 hours within your current 2-year cycle. If you're a bit of an overachiever and you take, say, 16 hours, actually, scratch that, you don't get to keep the extra. Those extra 4 credits do not roll over to your next renewal. The courses have to be from a state-licensed real estate school, and you absolutely need to hang on to your completion certificates. The only real exception to this CE rule, Massachusetts attorneys who are currently licensed and in good standing. My biggest actionable tip for balancing these hours, please don't cram. Take a 2-hour module every few months throughout your cycle. You really don't want to be that agent chugging coffee at 11 p.m. the night before your birthday. Section 3. Essential renewal documents. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how much the documentation requirements have recently changed. It used to be a simple checkbox, but today, you need a specific digital folder ready to go. To reduce your cognitive load, here's your exact checklist. Before you even try to log into the state portal, gather these files. Your CE completion certificates, a notarized query form, a recent headshot photograph, and, if you're a broker, you also have to upload your $5,000 surety bond. Having all this organized in a single folder on your desktop is a real game changer for a smooth, stress-free renewal. I want to draw your attention right here to the official state seal of Massachusetts because it really represents the serious authority behind a major new requirement. The Criminal Offender Record Information, or CORI form, is now a strict mandate for all renewals. You cannot simply sign this form at your desk anymore. It must be properly notarized by a notary public. Do not rush or skip this step, guys, because it will absolutely cause your application to get flagged and delayed. Section 4, Navigating the Ellipse Portal. Okay, let's move to and see how this builds. The Ellipse system is managed by the Division of Occupational Licensure. I know, government portals can sound a bit intimidating, but it's really a straightforward step-by-step process. Step 1, log into the portal. If it happens to be your first time, you'll need your record ID and authorization code, which you get from a mailed letter from the state, just to link your license. Step 2, upload all those essential documents we just organized in your desktop folder. Step 3 is reviewing your application and securely paying your fee. And step 4, you just sit back and await your digital license. Now keep in mind, because the state processes a background check using that query form, the processing isn't instant anymore. It can take some time, which is exactly why renewing early in your 90-day window is so critical. Now, while you're clicking through the portal, you're going to encounter language that looks a lot like this: attesting to the truth under the pains and penalties of perjury. Listen, this is incredibly serious. Falsely claiming you completed your CE when you actually haven't carries severe legal consequences. We're talking about the potential revocation of your license. So honesty and accuracy here, absolutely paramount. Section 5, Reactivation and Common Pitfalls. Look, life happens, right? Sometimes licenses get put on hold. It's really crucial to understand the difference between an active and an inactive license. An active license means you are fully authorized to practice real estate, represent clients, and of course, earn commissions. An inactive license is kind of a unique status. You still pay your renewal fee, but you don't actually need to complete the 12 hours of CE. However, with an inactive license, you cannot actively represent clients. You are strictly permitted to receive referral fees. And just a quick side note on that, there is actually no official referral status in Massachusetts. Your license is simply active, inactive, or expired. So what are the solutions if you hit a snag? If your license has been expired for less than 2 years, the fix is pretty easy. You just complete your CE and pay the renewal plus a $57 late fee online. But a major pitfall is letting it expire for more than 2 years. If that happens, you're forced into this rigorous process that requires a formal request for reinstatement application. Now, if you're just reactivating from an inactive status, you need to knock out your 12 hours of CE and submit a license reactivation form. A super vital detail here, folks: the state does not accept mailed applications for these forms anymore. They have to be emailed, and you should honestly expect them to take about 4 to 6 weeks to process, so plan accordingly. Section 6, Official Resources and Contacts. I've gone ahead and curated these essential contacts for you. If you get stuck with the portal itself, the Division of Occupational Licensure is who handles ELIPS. If you need to submit those reactivation or reinstatement forms we just talked about, the official email is realestateboard@mass.gov. If you just need to speak to a real human being, the board's phone number is 617-701-8661, and naturally, mass.gov contains all the official state guidelines. Definitely keep these in your back pocket. We have covered a massive amount of crucial ground today, right? From tracking your timeline and knocking out that CE early to organizing your notarized documents and finally navigating that digital portal. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. If your license represents your livelihood, are you treating your renewal deadline like the most important closing of the year? Apply the actionable tips we discussed today. Set those reminders, leverage digital folders, and prioritize your compliance. Because maintaining your professional standing, that is the ultimate key to a thriving career in Massachusetts real estate. Just a quick standard disclaimer before we wrap up. This explainer aims to provide accurate information based on our source materials, but you should always consult official Massachusetts state sources or seek professional legal advice for your specific licensing situation. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. And hey, here's to your continued success in real estate.